I'm just getting Roll20 up. I mean, Tabletop Sim up.
And Trashy says he's going to be a few minutes late. He's working on an issue.
No.
Sure he is. Probably the issue's probably breakfast.
That sounds like an important issue to me.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds like Trashy. Okay. Whatever. Okay, Matt, you're on the Roll20. Are you into Tabletop Sim yet?
No, can someone send me a game invite? Because I'm browsing the servers and I see no Fancy Min stuff again for some
You
reason.
can just join on
It
people.
takes a while to load it.
Send you on, Matt.
I had to get to it manually as well, and it took like a good 2 minutes.
There's a filter at the bottom that says friends. It'll only be people who are in your Steam friends list will pop up. Are we going to Slutsk?
Yes. If you want, you can definitely go there. You might be very disappointed, but you can definitely go there.
This is false advertisement.
I mean, you're an orc. What do you care for human woman?
We could, as part of our tenets, or somebody's tenets, we could, let Slutsk live up to its namesake.
Sigh. Okay. Everybody in now. All you fine mentalgens can hear the ambient music that I have played.
Yes, we can. Or I can.
Yep.
I, for some reason, cannot.
Reload your tab.
I shall.
Reload your tab. Why is everything broken today? That's what I want to know. Like, nothing works. This actually just pisses me off.
Now playing nothing currently.
Yes, because I stopped it until you're loaded.
Yes, I have reloaded.
Okay.
Now I hear something.
Okay, good. I'm just gonna assume the tabletop sim shit's broke. Okay. So, over the last several months, those of you who have been elevated to the lofty heights of power that you have all achieved after seemingly very strange unrelated incidents, I've all been traveling to the town of Homiel in the southeast of Belarus at the behest of the Church of the Nameless God. The church, having heard rumors of the great acts of daring do, backflips, a certain person sitting like a rock for the last couple of decades, and just general, miracles that you have all done.
Whole load of supernatural fuckery.
Pretty much. All the supernatural fuckery that has been going on surrounding lots.
Let us all not forget the rumors of the man capable of digging great holes with great...
Yes. Let us not forget about that man, too. You've all been traveling to the town of Homiel. So, those of you approaching the town, the first thing about Belarus, that all of you obviously know, having been inhabitants of said country for your entire lives, is the fact that it's not a mountainous country. What passes for a mountain is just really a tall hill, which really even wouldn't pass as a tall hill in any other country, to be honest. But what does pass for a hill here in Homiel has the remnants of a once great keep built upon it. And clustered around the walls of this keep, these crumbling walls surrounding this keep, you can see shacks. You hesitate to call them homes, because they are very poorly constructed. The materials, the wood they're made from, ill-treated, rotting, and in general, it just seems like the population here lives almost in squalor surrounding this keep. The keep itself appears to be mostly abandoned. You don't see any soldiers patrolling the walls. You don't see smoke coming from the many chimneys surrounding it. And the gates that have once held shut this keep are standing wide open. And you can see the interior is getting used by the village people to keep livestock. You can also see what was once a stable is now getting used as an impromptu schoolyard, as you see robed priests in their black robes, some of them of the lower order members in their more rough brown homespun, sitting down and teaching the various children and some of the more sharp adults how to read. But overall, even for you, Razgul, your first impression of this village is you have seen orc villages that are much, much more impressive than what you have found.
Because orc
And-
villages are incredible.
Well, that's debatable, but even by your standards, this is a shithole. You can see this was once a much more prosperous town. You can see here and there the skeletons of tumbled down stone homes scattered about that have long since been knocked flat by some event in the past and are now left up to the wind and the weather. You see that there's also a well that's been overgrown outside of the keep itself. Nobody appears to be using it all. And it looks like the little bit of population that is left, they're all clustering around this keep structure. So, starting with, I will just work away from the top to the bottom, I guess. Brian, as you arrive,
Yes.
late afternoon before nightfall at this once much more prosperous village, what do you do? What is your objective? Where do you?
Well, we've been summoned here, so my first port of call will be to try and find. Is there anything in this in this place that passes for like a city or town watch or guard or somebody who looks somewhat official?
Sure, you glance around, have a look, check to see if you see any town watchmen or guards or anything like that, and you think you find him. Standing to the left of the gate, as you enter the fortress itself, you see a village boy. It doesn't look like he's even properly started growing a beard yet. Holding a very old, rusted sword that has definitely passed through many hands and has seen much better days. And you'd probably be at more risk of tetanus than actually cutting yourself should somebody swing it at you. And you can see he's trying his best to look important and official, standing in front of the gates.
I walk up to the PFY, for that is indeed what he is, and politely introduce myself. Greetings, young soldier. I am Sister Brienne. I was summoned. Who
He kind of
is-
like gapes at you. Like his mouth is literally open, just like staring at you.
Ah. It's good to see my reputation proceed. Tell me, do you have time to hear of the good word of our Lord and Savior, the mighty Cthulhu? Here, have a pamphlet. And I hand him a short pamphlet espousing the virtues of my tentacled father.
He takes it from you and immediately puts it in his mouth. He still hasn't said anything. He's just kind of like gaping at you, slack-jawed.
Does the pamphlet actually like make sense and like have sentences in it, or is it just rambling maniac nonsense?
No,
I don't know, is
there's
it?
actually there's some stuff in there that makes sense. So,
While you're
looking
standing
closely
there-
at our young guard friend, tell me, does he have any kind of vacant or faraway look in his eyes?
Oh yeah, he definitely doesn't look like all the peaches are in the basket there.
Right. Okay. On to the next.
As you stride inside, you see an old man come walking up. Oh, come on, son! I said, come in here. And you see like the young boy turn around and he's like, "Come on, put down the sword. We've talked about this." You see he's just like standing there, slack-jawed, and then he like drops the sword and runs outside again. Doesn't look like he was the actual constabulary of this town. Boy that may have fucking kicked in the head too many times when he was younger.
Yeah. Well, back to my original point: to actually find proper constabulary or somebody official who does not look like they're a couple of fish short of an entire school.
You glance around, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem like there's anybody there. There's a selection of people going about. A lot of them throwing glances your way. Most people here are not well to do it, and the fact that you're wearing a full set of clothing that does not appear to have been patched and mended too often is making you stand out quite a bit. You see a lot of them like whispering to each other, and you hear glimpses or the phrase "royalty," like whispered between a couple of women passing you by. And yeah, it doesn't look like you see any consulary. The old man that's just busy with the boy, like, looks at him, he's like, "Can I help you, lass?"
Greetings. I
Alright.
was I am. Okay, I will do the introductions again. I am once again. I am Brianna. I received a summons from someone. I seek
Alright.
this person. Who would be the leader, or perhaps more appropriate, who leads the house of worship in this? I'm trying to find the nicest words I can here. Village.
Location.
Well, if only looking for. You see, he's like vigorously scratching himself. You see something crawling in his beard as he looks at you. It's probably gonna be his honor over there in the pig pen. He like points behind him to what was a blacksmithy, you think, at one point, judging from the rusting anvil out front. That you can now see and hear the sounds of several pigs and a lot of muck inside of it.
I look at the irons and anvils and see about how long it's been since they've been used.
Holy shit, there's a dwarf.
I've been here the entire time.
Okay, I suppose. Were you traveling with Brian?
I assumed we were all together, but the entire time I was here, I was late about 10 minutes.
Always slightly late by 10 minutes.
Yeah, so I'll be with you in a moment, Tracy. So, yeah, he points to the pig pen, Brian.
I nod my head in thanks, and by the grace of Cthulhu, and make my way over there.
He looks confused as you leave. Go, what now? As you enter the pig pen, you can see there's a very robust-looking older man inside of the pig pen currently, doing his level best to aid a sow in giving birth. And as you walk inside, he looks up and he goes, "Ah, well then, you must be one of those. Welcome, welcome. You're the first to arrive." And you just hear as he like pulls out a piglet that appears to have been giving the sow a bit of problems there. So, are you gonna help, or are you just here to stand around? And you're like,
I'm sort of like watching this, and I'm like, yeah. No, you do you. I'm quite happy to watch you have the bacon in the middle.
well, go on through, go to the back, get yourself set down, go to the library. I'm sure the rest of you will be arriving anytime soon now. Get yourself sat down. I'll get one of the servants to bring you something to drink any moment.
Again, I nod my head in thanks and head off.
Okay. So who are the other two that were traveling together? You guys mentioned.
Me and Jathar.
You and Jathar.
And me and Random.
Okay. So, Cleef and Lee, you approach the remnants of the once proud border town. Going across the mossy-covered bridge, crossing one of the many rivers towards Hermiel, and you see this complete shit heap in front of you. What do you do?
Well, first I look behind me to see if the weird guy with a shovel's still following me or if I've lost him.
He's still following at a distance, attempting to appear aloof, broody.
Slightly dead behind the eyes.
Slightly dead behind the shovel, yes.
So the light's on, but nobody's home.
Apparently so. Quite a conundrum, but yes, he is still following you.
Is it? I might head down and look for an inn.
Okay. You make your way up the enormous hill. You know, that's a whole like meter or two off the ground. Up to the keep, and you glance around, and there's no inn.
Is there anyone around?
You see a few people going about their business. A couple of guys coming in, dragging some logs in from the surrounding woods. But for the most part, most people are busy wrangling livestock.
I'll just see if I can get the attention of one of them and ask, like, where's everyone hanging around for a drink in these parts?
Oh, hey friend. Well, we used to have an inn, but got burnt down not long ago. It's over there. And he like points behind you, where you can see the very faint outlines of an inn that was literally burnt down to the ground. Like there's nothing left of it.
Anything being done about rebuilding?
I don't really have the money for it right now. Burgermeister said we need to get through the winter first.
Burgermeister, you say?
That's what I said.
I'll see if I have a word. I'll see if I can accelerate the boozification of this town.
Did you find a witch, my lord?
May we burn him? Oh, you should go up to the church there. And he points up at the fort.
Any large clumps of old people in this town?
Old people? There's a few left. Last winter was hard though. Not many of them made it.
It's fine. They're in a better place now.
Looks at you. I suppose.
I backflip up the hill towards the.
Sure, make an acrobatics check for me.
Why not?
Let's put your acrobatics to good use.
First roll of the campaign is a backflip.
Yes.
Start on
Do
a
it.
high note.
Nice 50.
Yeah, it's like 23.
This bodes well.
Yeah, the last thing he heard is like,
Oh
okay,
shit, it's not
just,
even that.
like,
It's so
fucking-
high.
just backflip right the fuck away from him. Do like 3 somersaults and land back on your feet.
Yeah,
and
roll
then
a-
just keep backflipping.
That was a 26.
Yeah, you're just like, yay! And you're like, away. And you lift a very confused peasant kind of standing there going, huh? What is it? I'm leaving. And you see him like turn around and like carry on dragging his logs up to the hill, following your backflipping way. You make if Brienne caused a bit of a whispering and startling of the populace, your backflipping entrance brings a lot of confusion. I think is a prevailing emotion as people see an old man just come backflipping into the courtyard.
As I'm backflipping, I'll teach you my ways, peasant.
You enter the courtyard, and the entire courtyard just kind of stops. Like, even the chickens that were, like, busy getting chased by some kids to corral them, put them away for the evening, are just kind of, like, stop, and they're like, fucking, what? Like, what? What is that human doing? Like, they're confused. Like, what the hell is going on here?
I finish my final backflip and land in a sweet bow.
You see everybody, like, kind of, like, stare at each other confused for a while, and then you hear, like, one old lady in the back. And it slowly, like, starts getting picked up as, like, a bigger and bigger and bigger
I point
crowd.
at the old woman and just give her a wink.
Okay. Let's see. That. Alright, no problem. So, you have arrived with flourish and with pomp and ceremony. What are you actually doing here, though?
I'd like to announce my presence. Cleef Van Lee here. Chosen of the religion or something. I do sweet backflips.
Everybody kind of like looks around, and then eventually you see like one of them, and you see like a kid run inside to the stables, and then you see a tonsured, very young-looking priest come out. To the library, my lord. They're waiting for you.
I do one final double backflip and then hobble my
Is
own
that
body
priest
over
by
there.
any chance related to the peasant from earlier?
It's the same one. He's
Bruh.
just changed his hat.
Bruh, it's like a tiny town. Everybody's related.
Okay.
Okay, you make your way around the back and step inside, and we will do character introductions momentarily. Okay, Fane's not here, so I'm just gonna skip him. And then we've got, who was it, Gralden and Shrimp, who was traveling together?
Yeah, that's it essentially.
Is that right?
Me and Liddy were traveling together, yes.
I don't remember
Okay.
Tathar's character's name.
Gralden.
Okay, Gralden.
Okay, so the two of you arrive once more at this really crappy hill with the remains of a fort, 3 rivers intersecting at the foot of it, few crumbling stone bridges leading up to this little hilly. It's not even a town, really. It's so small. It's a hamlet. It's not even a hamlet. It's even smaller than that. It's a shitty little border outpost. How are you two going to go about introducing yourself to the people?
Is this an outpost that the kind of church train goes through on an annual basis, or what?
The church travels from town to town, teaching people to read, and some very of the fortunate ones to write. As you understand it, you have been summoned to this town by no less than the Archbishop himself.
Yes, I know, but what I'm saying is my character traveled with the train for years, so would I have passed through this town?
It's very possible, yeah. It's definitely possible. Make a... let's do this. Make a history check.
Okay.
You've been sitting as a rock for 60 years. Let's see if you remember your travels before you decided to become a lawn ornament.
I rolled a 16.
Very nice. Have you got any bonuses, or is that it?
That's with the bonuses.
Ah, okay. So... you arrive, and this town is a town that you visited before. However, it had way more infrastructure back then. There were more freestanding buildings. Not everything was built as a lean-to shack against the crumbling walls of the keep. There were a few stone structures, and in general, this was way better than what it currently looks like.
I turned to Shrimp, it's like, I'm pretty sure I've been here before, although things have definitely changed.
Yes, construction seems inefficient and damaged.
Yes.
I have no memory of this place.
I kind of I walk up to I suppose the guard at the front of the town.
Whoa!
Greetings.
Oh.
You might not recognize me. It's been a long time since I've been here. I'm trying to remember. With the place that people do the drinking in, what's it called? A squarish
Again?
building. Food.
A
God, the
house?
name's missing me. Sorry?
A house?
No, you pay the money and you get the food and the drink. I can't remember what they're called again.
Hotel?
Kind of sitting there like rubbing my forehead.
Motel?
No, not that. Something else. People party in them too. Fights? I remember their fights.
Bar?
Ah,
What?
yes. Is there a tavern in this town anymore? I remember there was.
No, you're standing on it. It's got burnt down not too long ago.
Oh. It wasn't a bad tavern as far as things go. We're
I do
looking
not
for...
know. Foundation
He's like
seems
sneaking a look at
inefficient.
you. He's like sneaking, like looks at you constantly, just like Tusk.
I'm like sitting there with my arms crossed and my trunk is rubbing my forehead as I'm trying to think.
Oh lord.
Where's the Burgermeister?
He was up there. Just inside. I think one of his pigs got out or something, but he should be there still.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, I'll start heading in that direction then.
Sure. Have a nice day. All sorts of people arriving now. Strange. Lady, you're just like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just flanking
Beat boo.
Geralt for now. Not Geralt. Fucking what? Grolden?
okay. So
Chuck
Golden
a
and
coin to your prophet,
Oh lord.
a village of plenty.
Well, don't know about that part. You make your way up to the village, shortly on the heels of Cleef, and everybody is staring at you in breathless anticipation. Like,
Yeah,
they
no,
have
I'm-
now come to realize that something weird is going on here, and you rocking up with the nose and the ears and the tusks, and they're just like all like, okay, what's this one gonna do?
Yeah,
They're, like,
I'm not doing anything in
Effectively.
particular. I'm just going to go find the Burgermeister myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just basically like tagging along with Geralt. Why do I keep forgetting it instantly?
Golden.
My advice is
Geralden.
hover over my little card here, and you'll remember my name.
Geralden. I'll probably reference that many times.
Okay. Once more, the little priest is like, "Oh yeah, let's go through here to the library. They're waiting for you there."
Thank you.
And as you guys like go inside, you hear somebody goes, "Oh." Like everybody was kind of like waiting for something cool to happen with these two like really unusual people show up, but the most interesting one so far has just been an old man.
Yes, but that's mainly because I'm not mad, because I'm not suffering from dementia.
Yes, Letty?
No. It wouldn't fit my character to do that. And no, it's fine. I was gonna create like a minor illusion, but my character wouldn't really care about, entertaining villagers.
Okay, so Razgor and Gwynsel, the xenophobic dwarf and orc who are traveling together for reasons. You arrive.
Great. And they're actually both alive when they get there.
Apparently so.
Hey, just because dwarves has historically not like orcs doesn't mean I have to.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Breaking
xenophobe.
the chain.
You have not read my mini novella about my character yet.
I'd
No,
say
you'll have to link.
like I'm trotting in on my mount.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of looks. Like, a lot of these people are thinking that your mount is probably gonna wipe out like their entire supply of livestock for the year. And a lot of worried people glancing your way as you guys make your way up to the village.
Yeah, just trot into like the middle of, I guess what's left of the square. Just bellow out, "Hey, you
The keep
kids! Who's in charge here?"
You see a tonsured young man walk up. Hello. They're waiting for you in the library.
Library.
That's where they keep the books.
Book place.
Take me to him.
Are you
Now!
gonna? Are you gonna leave that out here, or? He's like pointing at your mount.
I guess I'm still on it.
Are you just gonna write it inside?
Yeah, will it fit? Will it physically fit through the doors?
I don't know. It's large
It's
creature,
large.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose if you're not on it, it could probably squeeze through, yeah, through the library doors. Fine.
Yeah, we'll both go in.
Oh God. Okay.
I will leave my horse tied up outside.
You have a horse? Holy shit.
You have a horse? Holy crap, that means rich!
That man is rich. Okay.
We're all
Yeah.
rich, but still.
Great, it means food for the next couple of weeks.
All right.
Hey, my horse got dibs.
Okay.
That's why we let him come with me.
You guys step inside the library to find quite an assortment of people in there. Brian, describe yourself.
Okay. Let's start with the most obvious thing. Human, female. Medium height, light brown hair. And Yeah. What you guys can see equipped is a longsword at my waist and a light crossbow at my back, and I'm sort of like watching everybody come in, not like very calculatingly or coldly. It's more like a dis curious as to the various people that are here, and sort of like just trying to sort of get a feel for everybody.
Okay. The interior of the library that you're stepping into, besides being filled with weird individuals, has got about 3 chairs, a table. That has definitely seen better days. The bookshelves are mostly intact, very moldy, and it appears there are a few holes in the ceiling here and there where water from the rain seems to have done quite a bit of damage to a lot of the tables here. Out of the chairs in here, you see one of them is currently occupied by Brienne, and you don't see anybody that looks particularly church official-like. However, you do see an old man, Cleef. Describe yourself.
Old man, short trimmed, balding white hair. He's wearing what appears to be a dressing gown. Currently relaxing in a chair, but with a youthful glint in his eyes.
Youthful glint. In addition, you see a large, grey-skinned creature, Golden.
You see this. Well, it's a Lodak. I mean, it's a person with an elephant's head. In very humble-looking robes, nothing fancy. Very practical kind of robes and pants. And he's kind of looking around everywhere, quite interested, being like, "Oh, what are these things with the squiggly lines on them? I forgot about these." Talking to himself under his breath.
And he dare say I have dementia.
And Shrimp, what are you doing?
I am moaning about the construction being horrible state.
What, is it just like a running commentary to yourself?
Pretty much talking about structure, like the roof had holes in it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm complaining about the current construction, the lack of maintenance, and currently devising easy repairs.
Ah. There's a lot of you inside. See 2 individuals step in. Gwencel, describe yourself.
Glyncel is a tall dwarf. He's 5'6", 200 pounds, nothing but muscle. Dark brown skin, yellow eyes, red braided hair, and a red braided beard in front. Wearing dwarven spike armor, where the typical metal barbs are actually made of stone.
Is there anything that marks Gwynald as like particularly dwarfy, or would he be mistaken for just a slightly shorter human?
Actually, you're 100% right. He looks just like
he's
a
taller than
thick
Brienne. That's why I'm asking.
Right. Yeah, no. He is a very tall dwarf, but would look like just a thickly muscled human. Yeah, it's the dwarf.
So is his nickname by any chance Carrot?
Only if he likes you.
Okay. And Resgor, what do you look like?
Razgor's almost 7 foot tall orc, but instead of green, he's actually very pale. It looks almost like what an albino orc would look like. White hair. His armor looks like it's been made out of several different types of armor and just beat to actually fit him, with like stained red leather padding underneath it.
He was wearing the armor when they beat it to fit him.
Okay. So, a lot of you are left, for the moment, to your own devices. A few awkward minutes pass. Before you see the same old man that you noticed initially would be in come inside. The man you now know as the Archbishop comes in, still stained red up to the elbows from helping with the birth. And you can see him like gesture to somebody outside to like, "Come on, go on." It's like bring in a bowl of water, and he puts down a basin of water on the on the only table there, looks around, sees you guys have already taken all the chairs, huffs to himself, and then like walks around to
I
the back
offer
and like
him
looks
my
at
chair.
I mean, I'm not sitting down since the chair is too small. I'm much too wide.
There are only like 3 chairs, he said, in here anyway.
Oh, I missed that. Sorry.
I offer him my chair, for I am old.
For you're old. No,
Do
no.
unto others before they do unto you. I was here first.
He looks at you. No, no. You look like you need it more than I do. I don't want
I
you dying
backflip.
before you can commit any. Where to? It's not a very
Stationary. God.
Okay.
You don't need to
proving
backflip
his
to
sprightliness.
anywhere.
Acrobatic roll, I guess.
Second roll of the campaign.
16.
16.
Actually, no,
you
even
do.
more than that. God damn. I need to get
Okay,
good
you
at maths.
do. You do a stationary backflip. His eyes widen a little bit. He goes, "You didn't pull anything when you did that, did you?" You seem like
Not
pick up a
that I
chunk of
know of.
lie. Okay. You seem like vigorously like rubbing at his arms now with like a chunk of lie. One of the little menial priests brings in for him. Well then, I'm gonna cut straight to the chase since all of you are right here. And down to okay, yeah, we've got quite the selection here. I don't know which of you lot's supposed to be the prophet of the nameless god, and honestly, it's not really my job to figure it out. I'm going to give you prophecies, and then we'll see which of you turns out to be the one that fits the prophecy. The rest of you, well, it's up to you lot to decide what you do with them. As on my lot, we're just here to spread your religion. Once we actually know which one of you is religion we're supposed to spread. So, any questions?
Yeah, what happened to the inn?
I can't say. I only arrived here a week or so ago myself.
Why this town?
Well, because we travel throughout the land, teaching people to read, write, and such, keeping the old prophecies. And this just happens to be on the route. And also gives you a pretty good indication of what the rest of the country is going to be like if it carries on in its current decline.
Why don't we skip all this? Put me in charge already.
Well, that's up to your companions. If they want to bow to you, then so be it. But I'll leave that to you lot to figure out.
Ain't getting no work done bowing.
I speak to him in Orcish. Not yet, my friend. Not yet.
Right. I don't know what that gibberish was about. Don't speak none of that heathen tongue. And honestly, I'm surprised you haven't been... Well, I suppose nobody really could do anything about it, but surprised nobody's attacked you on the way here. I'm not gonna lie. Didn't really expect a green skin to show up. But I suppose takes all sorts. You there, Geralden. Surprised to see you up and about, though. Last I heard from my predecessor, you hadn't moved in some time.
Yes.
Anything particular that made you decide to get out and about?
I realized it was time for my journey to begin.
Well, far be it from me to tell a man how to live his life. Okay, so I suppose we should introduce you all to the Prophet. He'll be the one to hand down the prophecy to you lot. And, well, all I can say is keep an open mind. Prophets tend to be a little bit distracted. And, well, let me take you through to him. And he steps into one corner of the room and opens up a little door there. And with a flourish, he points inside and goes, "The Prophet." And those of you inside can lean in to glance into the interior of the little side room to this library.
Okay.
And inside, you see a bare stone cell with some straw in a corner and a bucket sit, and a human man, almost completely naked, except for a pair of long pants that have definitely seen better days, the knees covered in various stains, chained to the wall, his arms chained to either side of him so that he can't reach towards himself to touch himself. And you can see he's making snuffling, snorting sounds as he tries to like sniff and move around with like a disjointed, almost stop motion fashion.
What's
Does not
up?
seem well.
Yeah, what's up with this guy?
He's a prophet.
Prophet of.
A person that gives prophecy.
No, prophet, he's broken.
I
no.
use, I'm gonna do an insight check to see if this guy's being serious.
Sure. Roll an insight check for me.
11.
11. No, he seems dead serious.
I'm going to use divine sense.
Okay, and what are you going to attempt to sense?
As an action, you can detect good and evil until the end of your next turn. You can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell, or know the location of any celestial fiend, undead. So is he a celestial fiend or undead? That doesn't do what I thought it did. Well,
No. As far as you can tell, nothing like that. So why are you all looking like that? What seems to be the problem? What's wrong here?
I do not understand how one functions with prophet.
He's chained to the wall.
Well, yes, but otherwise he'd hurt himself.
Is prophet disease?
Oh, suppose in a manner of speaking. He's a conduit for the divine.
I move into the cell and stand in front of the prophet. Speak, prophet.
He looks up at you, and the first thing you see, like when he actually like properly focuses on you, is his eyes are blue, as in like clear blue ice, looking at you. The second thing you notice, there's nothing there. Like, there's no sense of self-awareness. It's like an almost animal level of intelligence looking back at guileless, no real thought beyond the moment, just nothing there.
Can I do a medicine check on him, see if he's suffering from any obvious illnesses or anything?
Sure.
Put that wisdom to work. That's going to be a 10.
You give him a quick once-over as best you can. He's wriggling around and trying to get away from you, but the chains didn't really allow him to. Freedom of motion. Other than a few scabs from scuffs and a few flea bites and a couple of lice, seems pretty okay, actually. Remarkably good health for somebody in the condition that he's...
I put my hand square on his chest, and I cast suggestion. Tell us what you know. In the name of Cthulhu, speak.
What's your DC on the suggestion?
Let's just see here. This is level 3. DC 14.
40.
Oh, balls. He's probably going to make it, isn't he?
No, it actually does fail. It's a 12.
Woohoo!
Those of you looking at this madman see him go still. And not still as in somebody who stopped moving about, but as in still, as in all life has ceased. He has become an inanimate object. And then he looks at you, and he is completely cognizant now. Like, there is an intellect there looking back at you that wasn't there before.
Curious.
And he speaks. There will arise champions of the nameless god, each of them enshrining a sliver of his power. Whomever can sway the people in worship to their will ascend and claim the remainder of his power for themselves, and reforge the land.
I whispered to whoever's next to me, he's talking about us!
After a moment, it looks like he's not going to say anything more. He carries on. The prophecy of their coming. Each of them shall be heralded by event, some large, others small. However, each event shall be miraculous in its nature, and they will find themselves in the east, where before the shattered gates of dawn they shall bring the people hope. And then he just sags and starts like trying to chew at one of his wrists again.
Vague.
Well, that
Ins-
could have been
Insight
something
check
likely.
while he was loosened.
What are you trying to insight check exactly?
I want to see if this is an act. If he was sincere when he was saying that, because the difference in his demeanor is so extreme.
Sure. I'll check. There you go. There's the first 2 tick pieces for you guys.
That is a 20. Natural.
He doesn't seem to be bullshitting, no.
Well, I don't know what this man is, but it doesn't appear that he's a liar.
Well, he's a prophet. Wouldn't be much use in them lying.
Where I'm from, sir, those can be the same thing.
You look slightly offended as you say that. First deleted all 3D text.
I mean, no offense. I'm taking why I'm here seriously. That's why I'm slow to trust.
Jeez, Zippo. I'm not entirely sure what you're trying to do there. Okay, so what are the rest of you guys doing? Gralden? Is Gralden doing anything?
I suppose not quite yet. I'm just going to, now that we've heard the prophecy, does anyone? Actually, what I would like to try and he mentioned the dawn, the gates of dawn. Does that ring a bell?
The shattered
I mean,
gates of dawn.
sure, roll an intelligence check. Like a general intelligence check to see if you can remember anything.
Oh, well, that's great.
Can I roll for that?
Yeah,
I'm at a 15.
15. I mean, there's a lot of gates around, but you don't have any landmark or historic site or anything that's called the Gates of Dawn, no.
Okay,
I
fair
can
enough.
do recheck as well, because I know the area.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, you said we this village we're in is a homeal?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
Not exactly use of it, but can I use the feat I have telepathic to like poke his mind? I'm not really talking to him, but I'm just kind of making a connection. Sees anybody's
Yeah,
the prophet.
sure. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like pushing up against a rock. Like it's
How does it feel normally when I'm talking?
Like normally if you like touch another person, well, that's up to you. How do you experience minds? Colors, textures, sounds, like how do you normally interpret the feedback you get from a living creature's mind?
Normally, because it's based on language, it's not really a voice, but I can understand their thoughts in a way. Basically, I understand what they're not really thinking because I can't read thoughts with telepathy. But it would be like I almost hear them, but I can it's both hearing and reading at the same time. It's like a text, but I'm listening to it.
Yeah, this case it's like using telepathy on a stone.
Okay, so yeah, there's just
like
nothing.
it's kind of weird to you. It's weird. There's clearly a moving, breathing organism in front of you, but nada.
It's basically like I'm trying to talk to an actual animal.
No, it's even worse than that. It's like
like an actual stone, not even an animal.
Actual stone.
And even an animal is capable of returning concepts, but this is just nothing.
Nothing. It's completely blank.
I think I'd walk up to him and like grab him by the head and like look in his ear and his eye and examine him like he's a piece of livestock, and then just make eye contact with him and scream at him.
He like squirms around like trying to get out of your hands.
And I'm gonna pump 5 points of lay on hands to cure disease. See if I can cure what's broken in his head.
Sure.
Because I'm thinking he has a brain disease. This guy's insane.
You
I'm
pump
not-
some lay on hands juice into him, and you. I mean, you might have fixed a minor case of scurvy there, but yeah, still seems exactly as broken as he
While
was.
everybody's busy with the prophet, I'm heading back outside into, well, the outside area.
Mm-hmm.
And are the priests, any priests nearby? Any of the, like, I'm assuming
There's
acolytes or?
There's quite a few of them around. Several are teaching people. A couple are just wandering around, helping out with chores. Some of them are busy doing some
I
scribe work.
call one over
Yes, my lord.
and do you have time to hear the good word of our Father and Savior, the mighty Cthulhu? And I cast suggestion.
Jeez. How many times can you cast that still?
As a pact spell, I can cast it twice.
Wow. He goes, Father Gregory said we shouldn't really listen. DC 14, you said, eh?
Yeah.
You're a bad man. Let's see. For random peasants. Well, that's a 6. Okay. How are you phrasing your suggestion?
Okay. I hand him a couple of the simple little pamphlets that that I've written out, and tell him to read them and to pass them on to his brethren and to
Simple
those in
suggestion.
town that he feels could benefit from the good word.
Okay, suggestion's
And on
fairly
the
straightforward and simple, so your
yeah,
thing has to also be
that's
phrased, you know?
sorry.
Just the spell, you have to phrase it as a suggestion when you
Yeah,
cast it.
that I phrase it as don't you want to have a look at these pamphlets and maybe share them with your friends as well, and allow Cthulhu into your heart.
Oh god, no.
That did not good.
That sounds okay, yes, yeah, I'll do that. Just seem like
On,
clutch to his breast and like stagger away.
and on the pamphlet as well, there's a small note saying that there will be a small convocation in the following morning, and to just find Sister Brienne, and I shall
Okay.
orate upon the morrow.
Okay.
Griffey, can I go find the Archbishop?
Yeah, he's still like there in the library, just like
Well,
studying
well,
you bunch of guys.
while everyone goes, I'm gonna go up to him. It's like, now that we know about that, I assume we're going to be left to our own device.
Well,
Or
it is
do
up
you-
to you to fulfill the prophecy. So
Yes. No. I understand that. I suppose my question is, as you must realize, it's been a while since I've had news of the country overall, and things. I kind of gesture to this library, but the gesture incorporates the wider village in total. It's like things seem to be a bit worse off for wear than. If we needed to set up a place to based from, do you know? Have you got a suggestion for a town or an area in Belarus? Because I feel like traveling from place to place, while useful, it doesn't allow for the permanence one needs to really improve things.
Well, there's this town. He like kind of like also gestures around him.
I mean, I suppose, from what I remember of the country, this town was quite close to the edge. I don't know how easy it is to get to different places from.
Well, you're connected via rivers to not a lot really. If you want to go back into the middle of the country, I suppose you could make for the capital. You could make for Minsk, so reasonably central. Or Slutsk could also be another location. I don't know. I really can't say. The borders do have it bad. The border towns, well, far away from everything. Unfriendly neighbors don't make for a great combination.
Yes.
So it's really up to you. If
Okay.
it's, city life you're looking after, then Minsk is going to be The pinnacle of culture, such as it is.
Yes, yes, I remember Minsk. Too much smoke.
A lot less now.
Um. Okay, well, I'll wait for everyone else to do some stuff, and then my character will talk to the rest of them.
Sure. Does anybody else still want to do anything with the crazy man or the archbishop?
What's the area look like around here? Is it like, is there woods nearby? I know you mentioned
Belarus is
stream or river.
very heavily forested. It's like 90% forest. Pretty much everywhere you go, there's gonna be forest. You're on a little bit of a cleared area on a raised hill at the moment where this fort was built. You're surrounded by woodlands. In the woods, you'll find swamps, rivers, more woods, more swamps, some more rivers, possibly some woods, and maybe some swamps and some rivers. Maybe the occasional lake. But yeah, it's a very uniform topology as far as the terrain is concerned.
So the only reason they're living in rotten houses is because they're lazy. They won't go cut down new trees to rebuild their houses.
Maybe. That's up to you to determine.
Do they have they got food
You did see
growing?
some men. You did see some men dragging trees, cut down trees, up to the fort when you were on your way in. They didn't even appear to have pack animals or horses, draft animals.
Okay.
They were literally pulling them.
So we're currently keep. Or is this just? So what was the location like again?
Yes, the keep. If you look at this middle thing I've scribbled here for you, the outer section here is the walls, and they've just kind of built shanty shacks up against the walls of the fortress on the outside of it.
So Homiel is the keep itself, or what used to be.
It used to be the town, and what's left of the town pretty much inhabits the keep now. It seems to have
Okay.
a much
Are there
smaller
like
population.
are there like outside the keep? Are there like ruins of like wooden buildings or other
Yeah.
structures?
You can see there are skeletons of structures over quite a wide area. There definitely used to be many more buildings here at some point. Even
Okay.
if you tumble down stones here and there are the remains of stone walls that have collapsed.
Does the
Really
term
bad.
Gates of Dawn mean anything?
You're not aware of any landmark or anything like that called the Gates of Dawn.
Okay. Well, Okay, that's fine. I'll keep thinking.
Yeah, it's no problem. Yeah, anybody else? You guys have screamed at a poor man, examined him like livestock.
Is his body capable of backflips?
Probably, yeah.
Sweet, I'll have to try and teach him sometime.
Be hard to do chained to the wall. That'd be impressive.
Yes.
You could
it
think
would-
that. Let's go up to him. Any more little prophecies? Just a small one?
You see he's like currently trying to lick his hands. You know, on account of them being chained, it's quite difficult for him. He doesn't seem to be really be listening to you.
Okay, no prophecies, but you know, you'd really get some gains if you like pull taut on those chains and then lift your legs up to a 90-degree angle to your body. That'd really get some core work in.
Okay.
Calisthenics while we're at it.
I'm sure somewhere in the depths of his mind that made sense to him. Okay. So, unless anybody else has anything to do,
I was going to talk to the Archbishop, but
sure. What do you want to talk to him about?
well, I'm going to pay special attention to his answers. And just like, how did you come to become the Archbishop here?
Well, that's pretty easy. You just live longer than my predecessors.
Seems fair. So I guess in time I'll be the Archbishop of you all.
I mean, that's the hope. One of you will sort everything out. So yeah, possibly.
I still can't get over the timing here, right? This is all convenient. I guess that's the nature of prophecy, right? It makes
Well,
sense only after it's happened.
Suppose that would be the case, otherwise it would just be coincidence.
No such thing.
Oh, that's good to hear.
So why is the town so depressed?
I mean, you've seen the rest of the country, right?
Well, I've lived on a mountain for most of my life, so I'm accustomed to trees, but
We're surrounded by 5 hostile nations. They periodically invade us, take our lands, our people. The economy is in shambles. The state religion's gone. And, yeah, I'm not really sure what to tell you, so Dwarf. Things haven't been great for a long time now.
I'm accustomed to things not being great. That's just
Oh,
life.
He looks at you very skeptically, Mr. Fancy ass weapons and armor and no scurvy and reasonably clean and
He's like the celebrities during the coronavirus lockdown complaining
Right.
about having to stay inside.
Right.
that is exactly it. He's just
Just
gonna
being-
sure.
I definitely pick up on his sarcasms, like sternly, but sternly. Reply: just because I don't have your problems, don't mean I've never had any.
Oh no,
I understand that I'm doing fine for you all. Just there's a plan. There's a reason we're here. I know why I came, but I don't know why everyone else has, and this is
He sort of points over them. Well, they're right over there if you want to go ask them.
Hello. I'm just here. This is a library, correct? Out of character. This is a library, correct?
Yes.
Like it has
Well,
actual books.
It has actual books.
Um.
Well, let me rephrase that. It has some books and the remains of many books.
Okay. I want to go through any of the books I can see that won't get disintegrated by me touching them, and find anything to do with the location's name or with Gates of Dawn.
Okay.
Just- Find out history of this location through the records they might have here.
Would that be investigation or search? I suppose it would be an investigation check, eh?
It
I would
could be
think
an
so.
investigation, or it could also be the skill called history.
I'll say whichever.
Which
Use
one is
whichever one
Liddy
is
got more
highest.
skill points in?
No, both are the same.
history is going to be things you know. Investigations would be things you.
Wow,
know.
that's a good start.
Oh.
It's a 9.
Well, you didn't outright fail.
True.
You find a book that actually does mention something about Dawn. It mentions that Inkblot, water stain, the Dawn Hammer, Inkblot, stain, slew many foes at Inkblot, stain, on the hill.
Inkblot stain on the day of.
Yes, Inkblot 1782, Inkblot. Oh, wait, that's a piece of snot.
Redacted.
But no. It's yeah. So you do find a book.
Okay.
And the book's title is fuck, hold on. No. Great Battles of the Fortress Homiel.
All right. Can I? This is really dumb. Can I restore the book in like meticulous form to try and find out what's written in the ink blots? Because I do have knowledge of cartography, so I assume I'm pretty good with those tools.
I would say if you had a second non-damaged copy of the book to work from or something, I would say yes.
Okay, so that will the point was
The
trying
problem
to
is
find the information.
Yeah, the problem is it's illegible currently, so it's kind of hard to restore something that you don't know. You'd have to guess a lot. I mean, you could
yeah,
try.
no, that's fine. No, my point was it wasn't really restoration. It was trying to figure out what those words were. But if they're like completely destroyed,
Yeah, the book's kind of messed up. Looks like a chunk of it might have gotten eaten as well.
Rasgur's
Okay.
chewing on some paper.
Okay. So,
So is-
that's fine.
Yeah, sorry,
I
Randall.
want to ask the bishop: are you in charge here, or are you one of the walkers? Are you this town's boss?
Well, I'm nobody's boss. Yet. No, I just travel around. I'm the archbishop, run the church, such as it is.
So
You're
who's
looking
this
at
town's
most of it.
boss?
Well, they have a burgermeister.
Or who was this town's boss before I got here?
I think you met him on the way in. Probably went past him.
This Burgermeister.
Yes. What about him?
No, the word amuses me.
Whoa. Well, okay then. But no, no, it's probably the burgermeister. If you look outside, they should have been done bringing in the sheep and such for the evening. He'll be around if you want to talk to him.
So are you wanting us to fix this town?
Oh, you're supposed to. Fix a lot more than the town, but yeah, sure, it'll be a nice start.
All right.
Not entirely the line of questioning I was expecting from you, you're not gonna lie, you're rather large. And your animal is fragrant. Because for some reason you brought your warg in here.
Oh, Squig's a sweetheart.
Yes. You see, he's like just agreeing with you because you're very large.
Isn't he? Isn't he?
Okay. Quarters have been set aside for you for the evening. We've swept out the stables, got some fresh straw in there, and if any of you want to stay the evening, you're more than welcome. And then
What time is
tomorrow,
it?
I suggest you get to work. It's now.
Sounds good.
You guys have been in here for a good hour or two. It's about six-ish. Sun's starting to go down, starting to become dark. But it's not full night yet.
Okay, sorry, a dumb question again. So the keep is basically it's just a city wall, and the library we're currently in is a separate structure, or is it like a stone castle keep?
It's a stone wall. There's the library. Here's the stables.
Okay, but the rest of these structures are just dinky wooden structures and no
Yeah,
kind
everything
of.
on the outskirts is dinky wooden structures.
Okay, the stone wall I assume is just a basic what's remaining of a stone wall. There's no towers, no nothing like that.
Nothing like that. It's just a dinky ass stone wall.
Okay.
I think I'll head out to the library and say, just holler out to no one and everyone, bring me the Burgermeister.
What is the nearby environment like? Outside of woods.
Woods. More woods.
Okay,
Woods.
no, that's fine.
There's
I
a
was thinking
swamp
of was
nearby.
there anything tall nearby?
Are they
No, it's a very
firs?
flat country. There's very little in the way of hills. Like, if you were to climb 10 stairs, that would be the max elevation you would get from the surrounding countryside's hills. It is a very flat country.
Okay.
It is very, very flat. Very little difference in the height.
There were hills and mountains there at one point, but unfortunately those hills and mountains are now owned by Russia or Poland. Or the
They're too poor to afford mountains.
Poor. Barely
sold
afford
them.
dirt.
All their mountains were bought by Cape Town.
Pretty much. So, is there anything else you gents would like to do?
Yeah, I'm
Oh
gonna,
yes, you wanted the Burgermeister.
Yeah.
You see the Burgermeister come in. Hello. Somebody looking for me?
Yeah.
Oh,
How many able men you have here? And women.
Abel?
Workers.
Worker. Oh, we're all workers. I just brought in my sheep.
Do you have any that are laid up, lame, can't work because got something broken?
Oh, yeah, we got a couple of those.
Take me to 'em.
One of them got kicked in the... okay. Sure. Follow me, lord. He's very confused. Doesn't really know how to address you, sir. Mister. You can stop me at any time. I don't know which one it is.
Boss will be fine.
Boss. Okay, boss.
Boss.
Bows. Like a boss.
He takes you out to the exterior of the keep walls and goes.
I sort of see them walking out, and I follow. I'm curious as to what is happening here.
Sure. Sally, she was going to milk some of the cows before the cows got stolen, and they tipped the cow onto her, broke her leg, something fierce. So she'd be laid up, got a fever. It doesn't look like it's gonna heal straight. He like leads you around the outside of the keep to like a shitty little hovel, where there's a woman in a bed. Well, let me rephrase it. There's a woman in a pile of straw that passes for her bed. Laid out there with a couple of blankets that have seen much better days, woolen blankets, and you can see she's definitely feverish, and the leg looks not so hot. It does not.
Is she your strongest hurt person?
No. We had a logger got hurt. He's pretty strong. Pulls trees and such. Oh,
Where's he at?
Oh, goodbye, Sally. He's over here. Leads you outside to the next hovel. Ducks inside, and you can see there's a guy there as well. It looks like he hurt his arm in some fashion, like it got twisted up, and you can see the arm's actually sitting at almost an unnatural angle and starting to turn green, and definitely looks like you're gonna have some gangrene or something sitting in there. Here's William. A tree caught him when they were pulling down a tree. He's very strong.
Hey, Willem.
Why?
Wake up, you lazy git. Kind
He's like, what?
Okay.
He's like,
just,
what?
About your drawings. I like drawings.
Would I know, is a broken bone more of a hit point thing or a restoration thing? Or do I just need to figure that out in game?
It'll be a little bit of both in this case. It looks like disease is setting in, but yes, it'll be more of a hit point thing for a break usually.
All right, I'll pick him up by the like back of the neck and straighten his arm out. Like, I kind of sniff where the gangrene is and pop his arm back to how it's supposed to be.
No, God, please kill me now, nameless one. Why are you doing this to me? And you see, like, the Burgermeister just go like, oh God.
Does anybody else hear that screaming?
And
I'm the screaming function of these religion.
I'm doing all this very quickly, and then I just look at him and go, ah! And I cast Lesser Restoration on him, and pump. I don't know, he's a villager, I guess. 5 hit points into him.
Oh, that's more hit points than he's had in his entire life. You see, like,
Oh.
sexual. It doesn't hurt anymore.
I know it don't hurt no more. I expect you to be working in the morning.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Thank you, sir. Master.
Right.
You hear the
Any more?
Burgermeister. You have to be called boss. Thanks, boss.
All right, off we go. Then I'll. Any more people?
We've got a few. Just sick. Coughing, something fierce. It's been very cold.
All right, I'll go do the same thing to Susie. Give her a restoration.
Sally.
Sally, whatever.
If you will see Susie now.
Yeah, Susie now, damn it.
Stutter. Ring Susie.
Susie's like, Susie's gonna, if you heal Susie, Susie's like, hello, my lord, boss. You want to do me boy as well?
Is your boy a worker?
He's a very hard worker. He watches the
Fine.
sheep.
I'll do I need to put was she restoration or just hit points?
Hit points.
Doesn't lay on hands also if you spend 5 hit points cure any diseases?
Mm-hmm.
Disease, but not
The Devil Drain and stuff like
conditions.
that.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, I'll heal her boy if he looks strong, and I guess like one more person.
Sure. Her kid looks like pretty good. She goes, "Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you for healing me, boy." And it's like, "Oh, thanks, sir. It's ever so nice of you." You get the idea that like everybody in this village just is a very regional dialect way of speaking. You think it's going to probably drive you mad soon.
Keeping it
Um,
in the
but yes.
family.
It's a very firmly intertwined family circle.
So
Uncle
their family
Daddy.
tree's what? More of a creeper.
Yes, their family tree is definitely more of a creeper.
Okay.
Okay.
I tell the boy I expect him in the lumber yard tomorrow, hauling trees.
In the lumber. Okay. What about the sheep?
That's women's work.
Okay, sir. Okay, so you're starting a thriving lumber industry. Is there anything else you would like to do?
No, I think I'm done.
Are you done with that one? Okay. So you retire for the evening.
One last thing. You said there was a well.
Yes, there's a well.
It's
One outside that is overgrown, and one in
do
the
people
interior
use
of
it?
the. They won't use the one in here. The one outside, no, it doesn't seem like anybody uses.
Okay, so the one inside is the one inside the overgrown.
The one outside is very overgrown. The one inside is also very. I wouldn't say sanitary. It's there. It exists.
All right, I just quickly just peer over like inside the well. Does everything look nothing hidden down there?
Hidden in what fashion? Sorry.
Anything that isn't water down there? Is there anything unusual down there?
Sure, make a perception check.
Dead cats.
Perception. That is I have +0, so 4.
14. You spot a grate beneath the water's surface.
Great.
A grate, like a very big black iron-looking grate that's overgrown with mossy.
Not something you would see normally, right? In a well.
Yeah.
All right, I jumped down.
What? Okay.
Well, how deep is it to the grate? Would I take damage from fall?
Not deep enough to take damage from falling, I'd say, but you can have a hard time getting back out again.
Oh no, I can fly.
Oh, well then I suppose that's not really a problem.
Yeah, so I jumped down.
Yeah, you jump down. You guys just, those of you still in the library, just hear like a clang, splash, like coming from outside, and then followed by the pattern of like water hitting the square outside.
Okay, I go outside. It's like,
You look around, and there's just like water scattered everywhere, like all over the place. There's just like water splashed out around the well. Yeah.
So there's the black grate. Am I able to open it?
You're standing on top of the grate currently.
Okay, so I finagle myself a little bit so I can open the grate.
Make a strength check for me, because
Oh,
also
boy.
bear in mind, like you're also underwater a bit. Well, the grate's like underwater, like a couple of feet. Yeah.
I rolled a 9.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear the 9 part.
Yeah. It's fine.
Okay, you rolled the 9. You're like, no, doesn't move.
Okay, it's a grate, so I see through it, right?
Yes,
What's behind the grate?
water. You're literally standing on it currently.
I realize. So there's water. Do I spot anything else that might be down?
Do you have dark vision?
I do not.
No.
I don't do Warforged have dark vision? I don't.
It's your character sheet, man. You tell me.
No, I do not have.
Yeah.
I do not have any vision. I don't know where vision stuff would go.
It would be under your senses, right below your saving throws.
Oh, additional sense types. No, none.
Yeah. No, it's dark. You don't see. It's just water. It's water down there.
Does Oh, minor illusion probably doesn't create any light.
No.
Did I bring any? I probably. Oh yeah, I do have torches. Yeah, sure. Let's quickly light a torch. See if I can just use a little bit of light to see if I can see anything.
I mean, the problem with the torch is the surface for not
You talking out there?
Hang on, restart Discord.
Oh god, robot.
Question.
Try now.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, you were saying?
My thing is poo-poo.
You were. I was just trying to say, like, what was that about torches? And
The torch lights up the surface quite well, and even a few centimeters below the surface. But below that, it's just still murky darkness.
murky darkness. Okay, but I still see inside the water though.
Yeah, you can see a few, like I said, a few centimeters into the water.
Okay, whatever. Fuck that torch. I wonder if I want to be completely retarded here. Sure, why not? I got spell slots. I missed a step inside into the water.
You are now underwater and sinking rapidly.
Excellent. It's a good thing I don't need to breathe.
It's a good thing you don't need to breathe. However, you sink.
Okay.
10 feet. 15 feet. 20 feet. 25 feet. It's starting to get really dark above you.
I'm looking around.
30 feet.
Where'd the giant metal man go?
I don't know, but something fell into that well.
The almighty Cthulhu.
I looked
You
down the
are
well.
now standing on the bottom of the well.
Alright.
In pitch blackness almost.
Time to feel my way around.
Try
There's
to
no
light
way
a
this can
torch.
end badly.
Let's see what happens.
I don't try to light a torch.
Okay, I'd just like to point out you're under 30 feet of water now. I mean, yeah.
That's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
This is fine.
This is fine. Nothing is wrong.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I try and feel my way around what actually, what is, let's start with the beginning. What did I like?
Sound feels like something soft. Maybe sand or something.
Sand or silt, basic.
Dead bodies.
Yeah, sand or silt or something like that.
Okay, obviously it's pitch dark, so I can't see shit, but if I just start, like, slowly underwater walking my ass through it, like, how far until I clunk into a wall?
Okay, you're like walking with your hands out in front of you, and you walk, 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 mainly keeping a count in your head.
Yeah.
You walk about 20 seconds before your fingers touch a wall.
Mhm.
And you're touching smooth stone.
Okay, like completely smooth stone. Okay.
Smooth stone, yeah, like it's been worked.
Okay, I keep my hand on the wall, and then I start like walking perpendicular to it, like to say to the right.
Okay. You start walk, 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 walk. About another 20 seconds or so before you reach the corner of the
Okay.
dome and reach the next wall.
Okay, so this is okay. So now I know the shape, that it's a square shape. I'm at the corner, and then I continue just walking right, and I count the fact that I made a turn.
Mm-hmm. You seem to be at the bottom of a square section of stone. That's about 20 seconds walk each length of the wall.
All right, and I don't find any openings or anything like.
Make an investigation check for me with disadvantage.
With disadvantage. Oh no,
You're blind, you cannot see.
true. Oof. 10.
No. You seem... No exits as far as you can tell.
And I've gone through like a whole area with like.
Well, you've walked the boundary of the room, so to speak.
Yeah. And I have found nothing. Alright, well, this was useful knowing that there's this really fucking weird area here. Okay. I know what shape is. They
Kind of
got,
surprised
like.
there's a wizard without light, though, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I kind of may have slightly fucked up there. I may have forgotten that I may have not been able to maps see. I mean, yeah, because minor illusion doesn't create any light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think if I have anything I could use to make light, or if anything would be Fireball.
Boil off the town's water supply.
Really weird suggestion. Can I use my telepathy to try and talk to everything and anything in a 30 feet surrounding of me?
I have no idea. Let's have a look. Telepathy, you say?
Anything that can speak a language.
Hiding there in the
You need
dark.
to use your special psychic voice.
Hold on, I need to... see
Unfortunately, the thing I was trying to use didn't.
Or
You need to tack on some reverb. Give me a sec. I am looking quickly to see. How does your telepathy ability...
Actually, does it need to see? That's actually a good point. I don't remember it.
Let's see. Sonic Devotion, Sonic Spells...
Oh, never mind. It's any creature I can see, so I can't see anything, so that's fine. Never mind that.
Okay.
Well, why not? Do you like a circumstance roll or something for like a general telepathic burst in the area? Would that be allowed, maybe?
That'd be up to Griff. I mean, my feet wouldn't work.
Let's just say, sure, you try and like yell at something. How many awakened fish would there be at the bottom of a well? You do like a general like probe around with your brain, trying to see hello, 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 but it doesn't seem like there's anybody there.
Okay. I think, yeah, for now I'm out of options. So what I'll do is I'll I'll just cast fly and like slowly lift my way out of there. And once I get to the grate, I'll misty step through the grate, so to speak, and then just fly out of the well. Well, not completely fly. I get to the edge, and there I'll just like lift myself up. I'll actually be flying, but I'll be pretending that I'm lifting myself up.
How do you fly?
I cast a spell.
How are you going to cast a spell?
I was actually just about to ask. Does fly have verbal components?
Oh no!
Ask.
Yes, there may have been a hole in my plan.
Okay, so you're at the bottom of a shaft underwater currently.
Yeah.
You're like,
well, if I have
"Aha!"
the time, I'll just keep probing around then.
Yeah, you can.
For all
There's
eternity.
The problem is,
verbal
yes,
and a somatic component.
you're like mystified.
There was one level higher.
So like Misty Step just doesn't work. For some reason it's really hard to pronounce the...
Well, I mean, I don't either Misty Step or fly.
That's what I'm saying, like you're trying to like Misty Step and it's just like...
Oh well.
Well, that was a quick character, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, I will find a way out of here somehow. It'll just be while you guys will be doing adventures. I'll just be in this well.
Just digging his way up.
Because the funny thing is, like, I can't actually die of being underwater. If I don't. Because it's like
Worse.
The new legend shall arise.
the well robot.
So, like,
Well, man.
what are the rest of you guys doing?
Did any of us aware that he's down the well?
Let's say,
No.
surely a villager or somebody saw this giant
Yeah, there's some
mechanical man
villagers
jumping
saw
in
him
the
go
well.
inside. But
I went outside to investigate the giant splash sound.
Oh, that's right. Trust did that.
Yeah, so there's like water just everywhere around the well, and like a couple of villagers that just like
Hey, you.
Slack George. Yes, my lord.
What happened here?
Can't say, my lord. There was a robot man with the rock thing, and then he said some words, and
Hold
then
on,
there
like-
was a big splash.
Well-
About yay high, looks just like Letty's character.
Yeah, it sounds like him. Oh, I think he went to heaven.
Heaven's the other way.
Wow.
What?
So he went down the hole.
Did he?
I don't know, I'm asking you.
Yeah, he jumped in, but now he's gone. I think he is magic.
How deep is this well, Noble?
It's not 10 feet down to the grate.
10 feet down.
Can I unfurl some of my hempen rope and securely tie it?
Can I see him in this well?
No. Because the shaft below said grate and the well is significantly deeper.
Yeah, I'm gonna just secure my rope up to the top and start abseiling down into the well. I'm gonna take off my dressing gown first.
Okay, so
While you guys see that happening, you see a couple of peasants like walk up to the rope and like one of them is like rubbing on his face. It's so smooth. So smooth.
How's it? Oh, hold on, Van Cleef. Before you go, let me give you this gift.
I'm slowly getting undressed. I don't want to get my dressing gown wet.
I
there,
touch
there
him.
appropriate, the appropriate music playing in the background while Clef and Lee is.
Yeah, there's appropriate well music playing for the robot friend.
I touch him lightly on his now nude shoulder and said, "Here, in case you have trouble breathing, this will help your lungs stay nice and healthy."
I laugh, and then I abseil anyway.
I cast resistance, so he's now got a saving throw if he needs it.
Okay.
If this is the same time you'll be hearing the villagers scream from.
Yeah, you're
out
just
there.
hearing like screams coming from outside. This whole village's fucking worldview is getting rocked today.
What is going on here?
You tell me. Okay. Cleve, you abseil your way down to the grate. And you can see there's a few places where the moss has been scuffed off where somebody gripped the grate. But it still seems to be firmly embedded into the
Can I? Is
walls of the well.
is his the torch that he used still just is it just kind of floating?
It's just floating there, yeah.
Alright, I submerge myself and attempt to investigate the grate, see if there's any way of opening it up or if it's solidly in there.
Sure, make a investigation check.
One.
No investigation check.
Brianna
No?
makes her way back up here and sees the goings on by the well. What exactly is happening?
I sit down under the water and just
What?
breathe in deeply, confused.
Breathe in underwater.
Well, I mimic breathing
Oh, okay.
because you know.
Yes.
I respond back to his question. I think at least 2 of the chosen ones have gone down the well.
Yeah, I'd poke my
I
head up.
don't know.
Yeah, there's some kind of grate here and his torch. He was down here and he isn't here no more. It looks like there's more well underneath, though. But it doesn't look like he's disturbed this grate. And I don't know what kind of robot it is, but I don't think it's one that can make itself small and fit through the hole in these grates. If only we'd known about his backstory and origin, to know what kind of abilities he could do. By the way, I'm very slender and nimble. You may have noticed by my adept climbing and backflipping.
I actually noticed by the fact that you got nude before you went down the well.
I sort of yell down to the well, can you move to the side, or possibly better yet, climb?
What were you doing?
I start chanting, and I lean over so that I'm leaning over the well, and sort of like have my arm pointing down. I say, I'm going to move the grate. You
I
might
climb
want
up a
to
little
get
bit.
out of the way.
I climb up my rope a
well.
little bit.
And I, in the name of Cthulhu, and Eldritch Fire blasts forth from my arm. I cast Eldritch Blast at the grate.
Okay, roll your beam attacks.
Into water, because the well is not dry. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this
Let's
goes.
see how it
What's
goes.
the worst that could happen?
I think it's actually
It's an interesting strategy, Colin. We'll see how it works.
We'll move.
Per beam, eh? I believe for the Eldritch
Yeah,
Blast.
I'm just casting one for now. It's 14.
That's stationary great, so yes, you hit it. Does not attempt to evade your hit.
It's a
Well,
mimic.
you never know. One always has to. It might have had an armor class.
Roll the damage. It had an armor class, but you exceeded it. How much?
Just 9 points of damage. What do
No.
I add to that?
Unless you took the invocation that adds your charisma bonus, nothing.
Actually,
That's
Hang on.
called. What is it called? Agonizing Blast.
Yeah.
no, I don't have agonizing blood.
Yes, add your charisma modifier to the Eldritch Beams. Okay, the grate is sturdy, but unfortunately, it is not designed to stop literal hellfire. And you manage to shear through enough of the grating to open up a hole for a slender or smallish person to get
Naked
inside.
man.
Naked man, dwarf, gnome, halfling, small children.
You know that the grate was there for safety, right? I mean, we could have just yanked it.
The word of Cthulhu says to do unto others before they do unto. And I step back and allow my somewhat sprightly elderly companion to go back down the well.
Alright, lower down the rest of my rope. I got 50 feet of it.
You see one of the peasants. Oh, so smooth.
And then I'm just gonna tie off the end around my waist.
Oh, Hex Warrior doesn't work with the Eldritch Blast, unfortunately.
Unfortunate. Okay,
That's all good though.
are you leaping into the water?
I'm gonna slowly lower myself down.
You lower yourself down, going deeper and deeper and deeper, till you eventually touch down. You are now standing at the bottom of a very dark, enclosed, watery area.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start walking around, kind of reaching.
Lady, what are you doing during this?
I'm still poking around, like, since I'm down here, I might as well poke around, like, seeing if I can find any entrances, exits. Where is the water coming from? And also silt. Poking into the silt.
Silt. Sure. In the silt, you find a haft
Half?
made of stone.
A what made out of stone?
A haft.
Like a
For
sword
a-
haft.
Or a
Axe.
hammer, or a mace, or an
Hammer.
axe.
Ah, okay, haft, like the grippy thing.
Handle.
Yes.
The grippy
Handle.
bits.
The pony.
Made out of stone. And you're so
Curious.
excited that when this happens that you stumble into each other, Clef and
Oh
well,
god, can they
shrimp.
see each other?
I don't know.
Do
just
they know what the other one is?
I pat and feel for robot-like materials.
You see, well, you don't see. You feel a pat, pat, pat come at you.
Oh, I telepathically see what you say. Hello?
You can reply since it's telepathy.
Yeah.
I'm freaked the fuck out, but... Yo, that you, robot?
Yeah, that me.
Yo,
Is that your telepathy voice?
New robot who dis.
Yeah, that me, what?
all psychic communications are now in jive.
Oh,
Yo, and me, Cleef, I got rope. We getting out this pit.
Yeah, me found this like gripping bit.
Oh man, that hella fly, but we gotta get out here, man.
Yeah.
Come on, follow me. I'll lead you back to the top, man. We climb this rope one at a time, cause cause you's a heavy man.
That too.
Okay.
I begin climbing my way back out.
I say to the warlock, you know, he's a robot. This thing can't be more than 5 foot wide. He could have just climbed out, like punched holes in the side of the wall or something. It's stone. These are things the robot could have done.
You
Not that
don't
kind
know
of
that.
robot.
I don't know what a robot is. From your information, what robot is like one of the other languages from the surrounding countries that means a sir.
Well, it's made of metal. I know metal because I'm a dwarf.
Yes.
Of course, you know, I wouldn't go in a well because I'm also a dwarf.
Okay, Cleef, you make your way out of the well successfully. No small feat for an elderly person, but you make it look easy.
So smooth.
So smooth.
I
And
stretch
you
myself
cannot
out
see way.
naked at the top.
Quite a lot, but not as much as you would expect.
Can I see him yet?
More or less than a rope's carry weight.
What is the carry weight of a rope? I don't know. I weigh like
If you have
200.
Hempen rope.
should say. It's a
No, it doesn't.
Hmm?
It just says how many hit points it has.
Can I see
PC
the metal man?
has a load rating of
600 pounds, good lord.
How
Damn.
much is 600 pounds in kilograms?
Many.
Enough for you to get out.
It's about 240, 250 kilos.
272.
So it's definitely straining the rope, but it should hold me.
It should hold, yes. It's a brand new shiny rope that is very shiny.
You're waterlogged now too.
You're gonna
only
have
part of it is water.
you need to be like field stripped and re-lubed.
Okay. So, you successfully abscond from the well, carrying your loot with you.
Yay.
Did you find the words of the unnamed god in that well? Why else would you go to the bottom?
I'm not sure. However, I do need light for further investigation. However, I found this. Represent the stone haft. I do not know where it came from. Maybe it is a statue?
Statue? What you present is a stone haft that is intricately carved with a starburst and sun motif curling around the entirety of it. However, where the head of the weapon is, or would be expected to be, it is gone. There is nothing. And it looks to be that it may have been a two-handed axe or hammer of some kind, although the fact that it was made of stone is somewhat unusual.
Huh, does it look dwarvish at all?
Make a...
Stone cutting.
Stone cutting check for me, yes, that's a good idea.
Yep. That's a 10. I don't know the skill for stone cutting.
Isn't it just an advantage whenever talking about anything that's made out of stone?
Something like that, yeah, I think it's investigation checks get an advantage if it's stone.
Alright, I'll take the 10 then. Investigation.
Moments. Servant, stone cutting. Whenever you make an
history
intelligence
check.
history check related to the origin of stonework, you consider proficient in history skill at double your check.
Oh,
So,
so that would
Russ.
double my proficiency would be 16.
yeah, this definitely does look dwarvish, actually.
Definitely looks like it's dwarvish.
There's a maker's mark on the bottom of it.
I will make note of the maker's mark. Can I see if I can read it or know which clan it's from?
It's your clan. It's the Loader clans.
Oh, this is one of mine.
Well,
How did you lose it here?
Well, not mine specifically, but this is definitely from our forge. This is my family's mark.
Curious.
I show the same maker mark on the armor I'm wearing.
yep, they're indeed the same.
Very curious.
And you found that at the bottom.
Correct.
Would the rest of us recognize the marks as being dwarvish, even though we might not be able to read dwarven?
I mean, the craftsmanship is very fine. Like, you
What is it?
recognize that the craftsmanship is...
No, I
Beyond
mean, would the maker's
usually.
mark would it have been some kind of dwarven rune or,
That's up to
something that we
Percy.
recognize?
What is your family's makeup's mark?
What does it look like to
Little
describe
steaming
it?
turd icon.
Dick butt.
Okay, let's see here.
Dick butt.
It is dick butt. No.
It's a dick butt, okay.
Okay.
But yeah. I have no idea. This is on the spot. I
Draw
would
run.
say-
Use the drawing tool. Draw run. Quick. Make one.
Draw a red vector point.
It's a drawing.
Yeah, vector point. Vector paint.
There will be a hammer like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then one like this. Because we're dwarves and we like hammers.
Makes
A
sense.
crossed hammer. With a mountain because we are mountain dwarves.
There you go. Bam.
So 2 hammers and a mountain.
So now, you human boys, yeah, I mean, definitely doesn't look human-made.
And I also point out the exact same mark on my armor because I may have made my own armor because dwarf.
So,
Seems to me we should throw them both back in the well.
so how is it that your armor, and this weapon bear the same mark?
It's from our forge. Armor that I'm wearing.
But this weapon doesn't look like it was made by humans.
Does the maker's mark say when it was made?
No. Fortunately not.
You have to bear in mind it was found below the well. There was a hatch, and dwarves live longer than humans. So I'm not even past my first 100 years yet, but
Not when they fight orcs.
don't worry, don't worry.
Where are your mountains on the map up here? Like,
Well-
how far is the mountains from Homul?
Here's the thing. They're not really mountains, because like I've mentioned before, the country's too poor to afford mountains.
They got
The
Well, the mountains
mountain,
could be in a neighboring country. They might have just rented them.
the mountains, the highest point in Belarus is near the capital city of Minsk. It would be here where the actual title of Belarus is on this map. Would be the highest place on the map.
Griffey,
More like gentle foothills than mountains, but they
It's
call
like
them
100
mountains.
miles.
Griffey, you've got it slightly wrong in that the dwarves in this country are so inept that they call them mountains, but everyone knows it's actually just tree islands. They've just built some huts in trees to make themselves feel, like they're high in the mountains.
Stone huts and trees.
But yes, it's more like a gentle foothill.
So it's not from this country. Because I'm from an actual mountain, not those stones.
They call themselves miners, but they're all actually lumberjacks.
Ah,
Call themselves miners, but they're all middle-aged.
okay. So, I think this will be a good point to stop for now, since we've managed to get everybody introduced and all that. And we've got some things for everybody to think about. So, anything else before we stop for the evening that anybody wants to mention or do?
I say thank you for giving me my property, and I take it.
I put my clothes back on.
That's good.
While everyone was doing this, I would have been wandering around the village because I just want to get an insight into what these people actually need.
Food, medical attention, education.
The ability to get rid of diseases.
I can't treat. I can't. Yes, but I'm trying to pick a project. So I'm just like,
I know what they need.
Scientists.
Backflips.
Well, obviously.
A nice cup of tea.
The place needs an inn. You can't have a village without an inn.
True.
I can help build them a fine stone inn.
Sounds good.
Because,
Matt,
yeah.
you must try and think something that you would like to try and attempt project-wise, and we can definitely
Actually-
do so.
That's a great idea. I could definitely start to help improve the living conditions by literally starting to build them all stone buildings.
Gonna need to find some stone first.
Underground, where the stone lives.
If only that man who could dig holes real quick was here.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that like all of the working people and all of the elderly people that don't do anything are nice and arranged in the like what passes as the town square in the morning for their morning exercises and warm up. Don't want them hurting themselves at work.
Okay. You're gonna like organize some
Morning
calisthenics.
calisthenics.
Exactly. Gonna get some tai chi in there.
You're like sending like the poor priests like around like religious observance tomorrow morning. You know, attendance.
My
for
God,
the
it is, isn't
elderly
it?
is mandatory. It is, yeah.
It's the Church of Movement.
Okay. Yeah, you're sending them around. You guys are the talk of the town with the strange happenings that have been going on. And yeah, we'll end there for now. It is still evening, so night to pass for now. Those of you who have marked off your spell slots, have marked off your spell slots, if any have been used. And then
Well,
we
if
will
night's going
pick
to
up
pass,
here.
then long rest. So
Sounds
I'll
good.
be back next day.
That depends
I-
entirely if you get to take a long rest.
I start using
Dun,
magic
dun.
to mold earth to find stone and I'll raise up simple benches for the people to sit on.
Oh, look at him. Such a nice man. Such a nice young man.
And he
Okay.
is such a whippersnapper.
He is.
I'm
Okay,
definitely
okay.
younger. I'm definitely younger than Hippo.
Cleve's 104.
Definitely younger than Hippo.
That's a new
Actually,
one.
Hippo's character, Cleve, is the only human of a suitable age that I would consider befriending. Everybody else is too young.
well, I'm actually older than both of you.
I have no idea how old I am.
Yeah, but you're not a human, though.
That is very true.
No, I
You're made of metal, so I will also be okay with you.
Razgor is 6 wars old.
Six
hours?
hours?
6 wars. You don't know
Oh,
what
6
number of
wars.
years.
That's brilliant.
Okay.
How many wars old do the orcs normally get?
Well,
Depends on how strong they are.
Yeah, but it depends on strong the orc is.
okay. Save our table, Hippo. I will also attempt to save our table. But with how everything has been going
Bad
today-
orcs never make it past
Yeah, I'm
one
gonna,
war.
save it and then yeah, I'll try and keep all the prophecies on the table for quick reference like that one.
It's all good. I put them in text chat as well for you guys.
Yes, yeah, they'll be
Yeah.
nice and
I,
handy here as well.
I just copied them to my notes in D&D Beyond.
Ah, look at your fancy pants.
Yeah.
Something for you guys to think about. Think about. And yeah. Okay,
Oh.
so thoughts. Yes. Reading.
Oh, I just realized I could have used one of my background features right there. My background feature is historical knowledge. When you enter a ruin or a dungeon, you can correctly ascertain its original purpose and determine its builders, whether those were dwarves, elves, humans, or some other race.
Do you need to
Yeah,
see
but-
the ruin though?
You also
Yes,
didn't go into a dungeon. You went into a well.
Well, tit-tat ruin.
It had a grate, therefore it's a dungeon.
Well, and typically a well
And
won't have a
it was,
stone
well,
wall.
it was
bottom.
underwater, so it does count as a ruin.
Yes, the whole area is a fucking
Everything
ruin.
else is
Griff
built
did
on top
describe
of
it as a ruined well.
Exactly.
True.
With ruins in it.
It's true.
I mean, really,
I
this
guess.
this whole village is ruined.
Everything
right.
coming out of ruined.
Yeah.
Okay, I know it was off to a rocky start at the beginning. Is everybody
Everybody-
happy with how things are going?
Yeah,
I do believe
yeah,
that
yeah.
was an intended pun on your part.
I did not actually think about that.